Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yes, indeed. And I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching with me today. So it's 8:30, the usual time for non-Mondays and non-Fridays. Okay, some of you have figured it out by now. And so today, my goodness, I'm coming back to this piece. And in fact, I've been coming back to this piece a few times before in the past week. And as you can probably see, I've made a little bit of progress, okay? And we'll get into that a little bit more later. So this is the piece. If you haven't seen it before, you're in for a treat for sure. This is from GeckoRouge, so slightly different. Majority of my projects so far are from heaven and earth. A lot of hate going on in my life. But this is from GeckoRouge, and it's a UK company actually, if you're not familiar with them. And they do pretty much all kits without patterns only. So they give you fabric, they give you floss and a chart and everything. And they've got some beautiful charts. So go have a look. And this markup, this design, I got back in 2023 when I received this chart and all the materials that go with the project. And so it's been over, 2.5 years, close, easing toward 3 years, to be honest. And if you were here last week, okay, Tuesday, oh my goodness, yes, I explained what happened to this project. So essentially, I'm restarting again since last Tuesday. And as the title suggests, I'm falling in love with this project all over again. And, even though I've worked on it for 2.5 years, to be honest, the previous sessions, I was kind of stuck in a rut a little bit. I didn't know how to move it forward. But now, that disaster, so to speak, because I had to throw away 2.5 years of stitching, it was a blessing in disguise, I think. It allows me to find passion for this piece one more time. And as you can see, it's such a beautiful piece here. So let me show you where I am in terms of progress. Well, obviously, I've just started. I want to show you the progress that I made so far, but also show you my starting point. Okay, so this is the entire piece. It's quite huge. It's got over, I'll show you the total of the stitches in a moment when we get to the stats. But this is a huge piece, okay? And it's larger than majority of the supersize H projects. I think probably way bigger. And I've decided to start from the center and the bottom as well. So this is why I am tiny little bit, happening there. But I'm really, really happy and I'm enjoying it. And I've switched the fabric from 25, that's the 1.0 side fabric count that I went for, to 28. And I couldn't be happier. Let me show you the stats. The progress, let's have a look. Okay, so currently easing toward 0.5%. Okay, it's not bad considering I've just started, from last week. And from here, let's have a look at the sprint here. So I'm going to start from 0, obviously, and coming from here. And if you look at the left panel here, you can see the total number of stitches involved with this project. It's just over 905,000 stitches, a few to go, and it's got 149 colors, 149 colors. So it's by no means a small project, but I love big things. I love big projects. I love a challenge. So I'm going to create a sprint here, which will capture the stitches I'm making today. And at the end of the stream, like regulars will know that we play a little game called Guess My Stitches. Okay, that's it. Don't overthink. Literally, you get to guess how many stitches I made in this session. Okay, and so come join me. So let's have a look. So the bottom of the project, and I'll show you what is happening here in a little bit. But of course, I have to say hello to everybody here. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. And yes, let's have a look. Who is the first to join the chat? It's our Sarah here. Sarah says, hi Yogi and all members of the Yogi Stitch Club. Yes, we have a Stitch Club here and you're in. And Heather as well. Hi, hello. Happy Tuesday, indeed. And Kelly is the third one to join. Hi, Yogi and everyone. Happy Stitching Tuesday. Absolutely. And then we have Serena as well. Welcome. Busy Mom is here with us today. And Steve, our gentleman stitcher. Betty Lou Taylor, hello, hello. Ruby Ree Stitches, welcome back. And Chloe C, well done. Catch us live here today as well. And Siobhan as well. And Suzanne, I missed you. Where have you been? And Leslie McLean, she says, hello, everyone. And Susan, my love, is also here in the chat. And Queen of Diamonds 4, hello. And Salita, welcome back. And Michelle Fuller says, hello, everyone. I'm driving to a tennis tournament, so I will be lurking today. Yes, you can lurk. You can lurk. And she says, can't wait for the marathon. If you weren't here today, yes. We're going to have a marathon on Saturday, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Turtle Stitcher is back to join us. Welcome. And, oh, it's Tia, right? It's Tia. Cipollini. This is the only time I'm going to pronounce that handle. It's Tia. She's back with us. Says, hi, hope you're doing good. Yes, we are. And Natalia is also here as well. Says, hello, everyone. And Silver Stitches is also here. Welcome. And Alandria, another person. That's Tig, right? Have I passed the test today? The name test? Yes, it's a lot easier for me. Tig is also here. And Michelle Brown says, hello, everyone. Irene, I'm terrible with names, so I'm very, very proud today. And I'm Coming Stitch Pattern as well. I love that name. Says, hello, everyone. Hi, Yogi. My name is, Sawia. I'm not sure it's easier. Let me know if I have pronounced it correctly, guys. Have a look at the name here. It's Sylvia. It's almost Sylvia. Or have you spelled it? It's a typo. It's Sylvia or Sylvia? From Poland. Welcome. And representative from Poland joining us. And Mandy Moran is also here as well. Katarzyna, welcome. Grace Houston, hello. And Claudia is also here. Claudia, we have a couple of Claudia, I think. This is Claudia GeckoRouge. Again, I probably butchered that one. And Suzanne says it's been forever. It seems. Yes, I'm glad you're well. Yes, I pronounced it correctly. Yes, 100 points goes. Go to Yogi first. Yogi has won. Okay. So guys, welcome joining me today, and I'm really excited about this project. Loving it every moment. As you can see, I've been sneakily stitching it. Okay, and whenever I have a moment, I just pull a few stitches in, and I'm doing this sort of cross country, which I'm very fond of recently. I just go to what I like and then start stitching. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love this fabric as well. Guys, if you want to try 28 counts, try this one. It's DMC. I think it's brilliant white and non-gridded, obviously. And it's so light. It's like stitching deliciousness, whatever that is. And I love it. I'm also getting this fabric for my traveling library. Okay, it's happening this Saturday as well, guys. And Traveling Library is from Amy Stewart, if you don't know already, if you've been living under the rugs. And so we're starting, quite a few of us are starting together this Saturday. And just so happen we're doing a marathon as well. So it's going to be an epic start. You still have a few days to get ready, okay? You can get a pattern and then get a material ready and come join us on Saturday. And of course, all the details following later on. So this one, oh my goodness, I just love it. If you wonder what is happening here, I can give you a little bit of insight. Okay, I like surprises. As I'm stitching here, everywhere, a lot of times I have no idea what I'm stitching, and I kind of like that. I like that. I kind of just like to focus on the colors and the position, the locations of the stitches, and then lo and behold, you realize you've stitched, like, I don't know, a hat or something. But if you're wondering where I am right now, I can give you a sneaky peek, so you have some rough idea what I'm doing here. Okay, so let me show you my ab one more time, and I'm gonna just, oops, I have just marked myself a few stitches here that I haven't done. I have to lock it first. So I'm going to flip over right now, okay? I'm going to flip over, not flip over, I am going to show you the simulated markup here, so you know exactly where I am. Can you see that? You probably couldn't tell, could you? This is, if I zoom out a little bit, so the starting point was from these sort of kind of stacked, sort of bowls in different sizes stacked over each other. That was my center point, and I've been stitching out more to the left than to the right. And the reason I'm moving toward the left is here is this little kind of, someone said this might be some sort of Russian toy doll thing. I have no idea what it is. There's a little toy figure head in the middle, but also I am easing toward my little kitty here, and under the little kitty, I don't know what's happening here. I think there may be two eyes, big eyes, my favorite things to stitch. It looks like some sort of imaginary fantasy crab-like figure. You let me know. I have no idea. So this piece is completely out of the artist's imagination, and artist being, oh, I haven't mentioned the name, is Collin Thomas. He's quite well known in the puzzle, jigsaw puzzle world as well. You're probably familiar with him. And this is a piece of artwork from him. So this is completely out of his twisted imagination here. I love it. And so I'm easing toward the kitty here, okay? You're probably going to see, you know, a little bit of orange happening here. So let me switch back. So this is where I am here. I know. You just cannot tell. You just cannot tell. So the method of today, I am going to continue with this really freestyling, go wherever I want, cross country. So I'm really enjoying it right now. So let me bring on my little markup here, and also the app view as well, so you can point out all my mistakes. And of course, I'll deny everything, all knowledge about making mistakes, okay? I'll just move forward. I'll do my reverse stitching. No frogging. It's a frog-free live stream here, okay? So here we go. And let me know, guys, what you're working on with me today. Tuesday is work, do whatever you want day, okay? And so come join me and let me know what you're stitching. Everybody's doing something really exciting. You know, I've been seeing your whips on our Facebook group every day, and a lot of new starts, I know. And why not? Why not? It's exciting. And I'm so glad I'm restarting this one. And I'm really in love with it right now. So let me pick my first victim here. And the first color, I'm going to just go into my app here, just pick random color. So I kind of, you know, I like to flip. I use a light bulb to flip the color over and, you know, decide whether I want to stitch something a bit stronger or a little bit lighter and what location. I just love this feature. So why don't I start with this little brown color there? It's kind of nice, you know, it's not too light. I don't like to start with light colors. So let me pick this one and flip over. It will highlight all the stitches. So it's somewhere over here. That's fine. That's fine. I'm good with that. So it's 74. So GeckoRouge, they number their colors based on just from 1 to whatever number of colors involved in a project. They don't give you the actual thread number, so it will mean absolutely nothing to anyone. 74. And I am going to pick the first color here. So this is, I think they're DMC floss, but obviously they come in big bundles rather than small scans that we get normally. And they're very generous with the material. I've got a lot of floss, so I'm not worried about restarting. I think I'll be just fine. And also I'm stitching in, you know, slightly smaller fabric count, so I'll be just fine, just fine. So I'm going in from this location here with this golden color thread. Oh, Sylvia in Polish and Sylvia English. Okay, so is it pronounced Sylvia? Is it okay if I say Sylvia? Okay, coming stitch pattern. Sylvia. Okay, I'll try to put it in my brain. If I mess it up, you know, don't hate me. And I'm just a yogi with very poor memory. I can barely remember my own phone number. All right. So, but occasionally I remember things, which is always a surprise. And Maddie's also here as well. She says, hi, Yogi. And hello to you. Hello to you. Welcome back. And Serena says, night-night, I'll be watching the replay, going to bed, and alarm goes at 5:20 a.m. I know Serena is always trying to join us, but she has a very early start in Belgium, and she's 1 hour ahead of us already. So well done, Serena, and we'll keep you company in bed, and you know, night. Have a lovely sleep. So I'm going to go in here. So I'm warming up, guys. So you know, if I make mistakes, normally it's about now. Like, you know, I'll start with totally incorrect location and start stitching like it's nothing. And then I'll hear alarms from the chat, from the chat, and most of the times I just totally ignore it. And not, you know, not even aware what is happening. So here we go. Slowly warming up. This fabric is just so lovely to stitch, and it's relatively easy to stretch it quite, you know, drum tight on my wooden frames here, hoops rather. So I'm very happy with the stitching experience here. So I've got 3 projects now with this fabric, 28 counts, which is Sweet Shop. I got this fabric. I was doing, with that project, I'm doing 2 over 1 tent. But I find this fabric really lovely doing full cross, because it's got fairly good coverage, but it doesn't feel tight at all on 28 counts. It feels a little bit tighter with the gridded version, which I use for Quilt Room, the Kim Jacobs project. But the ungridded version is so nice and light. It's incredible to stitch. And if you were here last Tuesday, you'll hear about what happened to the previous version and why I have to restart. If you don't know already, you know, the video is in the stream is in an archive. I went through very thoroughly to explain to you what happened. But also, I did an experiment as well. I thought, well, I'll probably never know what happened, you know, to cause this. To cause error with the chart. And so I decided to import this pattern again on Pattern Keeper to see what happens and what led me to pick the wrong setting. And I'll show you in a bit. And you told me, you know, if you were me, would you be able to not create this problem for the chart? Give me a moment here. Let me get these few stitches done, and I'll show you what happens on my Pattern Keeper. So it's purely for research purposes that I imported it again. Even though now I'm using Saga for the pattern. Oh, I love it so much. I don't know, I think 28 counts. The finish just comes out differently, totally differently from 25 counts. 25 counts without fabric, with pre-gridded fabric that came with the kit. It feels very thick. Not just the fact the stitches are larger, but the fabric is a lot bulkier. And that's just the way it is with, oh dear, I think I've stitched in the wrong place already. This one is not supposed to be here. Well spotted, Yogi. All right, this is not frogging, right? Technically, if I spotted it myself and it's barely a stitch, there's no frogs involved. I think that would be my definition. Okay, just make sure I probably destroy the thread as usual. Destruction, a trail of destruction. As I stitch. Oh, see, I already broke it. That's great. All right, never mind. I'll just fix it. I'll just stitch over it. That's fine. You didn't see that, did you? It's all good. Yes, let's have a look. I want to know what you're working on. Yes, Claudia said I pronounced it correctly as well. GeckoRouge. Yes, I'm doing really, really well today. Suzanne says the cat reminds me of Laura Birch artwork. Interesting, very interesting. And let's have a look. Oh, Turtle Stitcher says I'm making floss card for traveling library. How nice. It's exciting. Get it ready here. So yes, I want to quickly show you what's happening on my Pattern Keeper. And you tell me whether you can spot the issues, okay? If you were me, you know, being a newbie stitcher. So let me show you this, okay? Let me turn this over. All right, so look at this. So I imported the chart on Pattern Keeper. So this is Pattern Keeper. And I just got it to the point that it asked me the question. So I was wondering whether it even asked me to confirm or not. And indeed, it does. Okay, so this is the same chart that I uploaded to Pattern Keeper 2.5 years ago. And it says, does the chart excerpt below have any shaded or lightly colored rows or columns at the edges? And I think by now, I think I said yes. What do you think? If you look at this, what would you pick? I want to know your thoughts. Right? So, you know, because a few days ago when I imported traveling library to Pattern Keeper, and that version of the chart, that chart for some reason has 3 rows of overlay incorporated, which is not typical for Haid from my experience. All the charts I've got from Haid have majority of them I have not noticed the grayed out stitches, so I just presume they don't do it. And but that chart, traveling library just imported directly, no question, and it was imported correctly. So I think Pattern Keeper, for some when it comes to Haid charts, it just knows what to do. That's my assumption. But GeckoRouge, not necessarily. Whoa, okay. Interesting. Claudia says no. You would say no to it, having looked at, you know, this situation there. And Busy Mom says no, because there's nothing shade. Okay, very good point. And Heather House says yes. Heather, you and me in the same club. Leslie says no. And Sherry says no. Sarah also says no. And Silver says, I will click yes. Have not had any problems with a Pattern Keeper. So if you say yes, basically you're going to end up like me. All of you thinking yes, you end up in the same fate as me, because these are not overlay stitches. These are only 3 stitches that happens at the outer edge, you know, of the entire piece. And those at the bottom only have 2 rows. No, not 2 rows, because the bottom, I have no idea why they do this. They kind of offset the pattern toward the center. And coming stitch says no for me. So there you go. So majority of you will say no, but 2.5. I still consider myself as a newbie when it comes to full coverage, this type of chart. So 2.5 years ago, I was an infant. Okay, so that probably has something to do with it. And also, I wasn't that familiar with Pattern Keeper. I've just started using it. So I must have said yes. And if I say yes, I want to see whether it will ask me for the vertical rows as well. So if I say yes, okay, watch this. How big is the overlap? Now I know what I said. Okay, I'm gonna say okay, and yeah, okay. So it doesn't ask me about the vertical. So there's only there are 2 questions. One is there any grayed out stitches, and also how many stitches overlapped is there on the chart. So so this is what happened. I recreated what happened 2.5 years ago, and which led me here, pretty much. So I'm glad to know that not everybody says no. I think there's a percentage of people might say yes. And to be honest, even with without the overlap, when you look at the markup, you really cannot tell what is happening there. Hang on, let me just show you. So this is the version that I've been using for 2.5 years. So let me show you the markup. It looks fine. And this is with all the overlaps, you know, on every single page, vertically and horizontally. It looks fine. If you check the markup, you go, oh, that's beautiful. That's exactly what it is. And just like the printout, you know, let me show you the printout. If you look at the printout, this is the version, and this is the markup with all the errors. You cannot tell. And that's what happened, basically. So there you go. Now I know what happened, so I can move on. Or, yes, because even after Tuesday's stream last week, I was thinking, well, maybe Pattern Keeper didn't ask me the question at all. So, maybe there was no way I could have been saved in any way. But it turned out it was partially me. But to be honest, that looked like overlap to me, even though, I know it isn't. So, yes, majority of you are, savvy enough to say no. So that's good. Very happy for you. But there are at least 3 of us will suffer the same fate. So just be mindful and just count and count again of the stitches, the total stitches. Make sure it's correct. So 74, I'm going to pick another piece and try not to destroy it. And guys, what are you drinking today? I'm having my green tea, my ginseng green tea. That's the last one I've got, so I need to top it up. And top up my peppermint tea as well. I keep forgetting getting more of my tea pick peppermint tea. And Susan is doing a Janlin Lighthouse drinking coffee. Oh, guys, I want to show you something. Okay, I'm still working on it, but I am going to. I got a visit from Yogi Fairy or Fairy Yogi. There's a fairy version of Yogi, basically. And I got a visit from the fairy, and fairies like going, Yogi, I know that your stitches, sometimes they are sort of, they have problem selecting what I want to stitch for that day. They use various methods. Some people throw a dart, and some people just, I don't know, stab their spreadsheet in the dark and trying to pick the one to decide which one to work on that day. And they're in tremendous pain, okay? And I can feel your pain, and the fairy can feel your pain as well. So the Yogi Fairy, or Fairy Yogi, it's a fairy version of Yogi, okay? And the Yogi, the Fairy Yogi is so really compassionate. And so she says, well, how about this? I'll give you a special magic tool that you can help your stitchers to decide what to work on that day. And hopefully that's going to ease their pain. Okay. And I go, okay, fairy, but what is it? And the yogi show me the magic tool, okay? And I'm still working on it. It's not done yet. But in order for it to work for you, you'll probably need to do some preparation as well. And so let me show you what I mean by that, okay? So let me end this one here. So these are all the stitches around this area of this color here. So the fairy, being kind and compassionate. 74, let me pop it back. And the fairy showed me this thing and go, hey, Yogi, work on it. Maybe this is going to help your stitches. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to show you this. Dun, dun, dun. So this, I haven't got a name yet, but I'm probably going to call it some sort of stitchy yogi fairy well. So what I can do for you, my fellow stitchers, and I can, you know, when we start a stream every day, I can spin the wheel for you. Okay, if you have no idea what you want to work on and just in pain, just keep drinking your ginseng tea or whatever tea you're drinking, fizzy drinks, and just do not know which one you're going to be working on. And I can help you. So I can spin a wheel for you every day in the beginning of the stream, and I'll pin a number on top of the chat here. So even if you come in a little bit later, miss the spin here, and Susan saying, is the wheel of doom? No, it's a wheel of hope, Susan. Okay, Susan is always looking at the dark side, the dead flowers and everything. So if I spin, you know, I don't want to spin now. I don't want to tempt with fate. But basically, you will select a number randomly. And it will help you. So what I need you to do, if you want the fairy to help you every day, what you can do is to organize, to give a number, random number to your project. Do you know how many you've got? Maybe more than 10, less than 10? And we'll make it work. Majority of people probably have 10, 20 within that range. Some aliens have more. And then I'll spin a wheel, and then, you know, we can work out a rule. If you have more or less of these numbers, which one would you work out, right? But in principle, it would be 10 numbers. And I'll spin a wheel, and the wheel will pick one, not me, okay? It would be the fairy that picks it. And when you come to the stream, if you have no idea what you're going to work on, or maybe you just want to leave it to fate, how nice is that? We like that, don't we? We like to have that, you know, the duty, the responsibility, having to make decision every day to someone else, to the divine intervention, to the higher power. And if you like that, okay, we're going to start tomorrow. I'm going to spin the wheel every day for you. And what you need to do is to assign numbers to your projects. So if you have 50, you can do 1 to 50, and then we work out a rule. Any given number, how do you apply that to pick your whip? How's that? If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I want to see at least one, okay? I know it's not coming from Susan. Susan is calling it a wheel of doom, okay? This is hope. And this is divine intervention when it comes to stitching. And we're very lucky to get visits from Stitching Yogi Fairy to help us. Okay? So do your bit and come back tomorrow and we'll spin this wheel for the first time. All right, guys? So if you have no idea, then, oh, what? Busy Mom says, I have too many whips, the wheel won't work for me. It will, Busy Mom. This is what I meant about. We will pick one number and we'll work out a rule. We could either spin the second wheel a second time for you to add one number on top of your number. Or we can just, you know, let's say if it's number 6 and you have 60 whips, okay, then you can pick any one of, you know, you can go 6, 16, 66, or, you know, anything that ends with 6 with that number. And that would be your choice. Oh, we have at least one. Yes, at least one person likes it. Very good. So we have to work out some ways to make it work, because, you know, we're not going to have like 10 different versions, like from 1 to 20 and 1 to 30, 1 to 50. So we'll work out a way that's elegant and simple. and then we'll spin the wheel for you. Okay, it's up to you. You know, fairies doing fairies things, and you know, we're only here receiving the gift. Okay. Okay, so Rabbit Hole says, if it spins number 2, you pick from bin 2. Oh, we can put it in the bin, rather. You have to, if someone has so many projects, you have 10 bins. And then you can just reach your hands into the bins and randomly pick one. You have to make it work for you. This is from, you know, gifts from the fairy, okay? And we have to find out a way to make it work. And Turtle Stitcher says, I have 3 current webs. I think Yogi Fairy is telling me I need more. Exactly. See, you know, what fairies do, and also the divine power, they give us what they give, and it's for us to find the interpretation. And Turtle's interpretation that you need to have at least 10 webs. Very good, model student. And Badu, he says, I only have 1 project. Badu, what is wrong with you? I don't know if I should be talking to you for 1 web. Oh, seriously, some people. And yes, Claudia agrees 100%. Yes, the divine power is sending messages to you. You know, it's time to expand it to 10. You know. Sarah says, I can do random picks. Pick on Fridays. Exactly. If you have days you just don't know what you're going to work on, if you know what you're going to work on, then go for it, right? These are for the poor people. You know, they might wake up in the morning and go, oh, I really want to stitch, but I just don't know. But no one is helping me to decide what to do, and I'm so lost. You know, for those type of people. And there may be days, you know, you have no problem. And days you need some, you know, just a little lift from fairy. Then you know, come to Yogi, and I'll help you, okay? Through fairy's divine power. 57. 57. We have to make it work, guys, you know. Work with me. 57. 57 is a beautiful green, and we're going to do a first spin tomorrow. So it's for you to number your projects, okay? Randomly, make it as random as possible. Busy Mom says, I actually pick what I'm stitching on Sunday when I do my floss tube. Oh, interesting. Yes, Busy Mom has got a floss tube channel. Go watch it. Right, it's a beautiful green here in this area. So if you're really organized, you plan out the entire week, then you're fine, you know. You do not need the well. But for people who are lost, and the fairy is here to help you. Toto Stitcher says, I have to go back to work, but I'm grateful to Yogi Fairy for her clever new plan. Yes, it's a fairy that's doing it. It's not me, okay? So distinction here. I'm not doing anything. So it's the fairy. The fairy is doing it. Oh, this bit is sticking out. Hello. Don't know why this. Sometimes sometimes as you stitch, the tail, the tiny little tail, is underneath the fabric. Kind of pops up sometimes. Leslie says, "Love yogis, wishing well," but I far too many buckets to choose from, and make it work for you. You know, you can give them numbers, and we can do a spin, and you decide how you want to apply that number. So that magic number is for you to decide how you want to interpret it. Just like tarot cards. You know, it doesn't tell you exactly what it is, but, you know, you find a meaning to it. Claudia says, wait, is it 10 projects overall, or do we need 10 Amy Stewart for Saturday, 10 Chiro for Monday? It's up to you. So if it's a Sal day, right? If it's a Sal day, you can just number your Amy Stewart, for instance. If it's Amy Stewart day, and, you know, we could potentially have a spin of 5 if that's the average number. But obviously, if the number is greater than the number of project you have, you can pick the last one. So we can make rules for that. Again, you know, it's divine intervention. We make it work for us. You find the meaning to it. Whoops. Here we go. It looks a lot more green on my mock-up. Yes, I think Claudia is moving toward the maybe she would need to have 10 projects on each Saturday for each artist, which is one way of solving the problem, you know. So Claudia says, I'm telling my budget, that is 10 for each Saturday. My budget will respond that I need a job. We'll make it work exactly. You know, our potential is boundless and endless. We can make it work. You can move it up a little bit so you can see it. It's almost like a flower. I have no idea what I'm stitching right here, roughly. And also the other day we talked about the 6 portals patterns, and it's an intriguing project. Oh, hang on, have I think I may have missed a few stitches here. Where am I? Here. So I've done, okay, there's one more. 2 more. Right. Yeah, I was looking at the pattern, and I didn't check the price tag of those patterns, and I had a mini heart attack there, because to get the 6 panels, if you get full chart, and Granchu's pretty large chart, it's £66 UK money. That's kind of a lot for pattern. Even though you can buy 1 panel at a time. So each panel is £14 or something like that, £15. But to buy the full set, I know some of you have done, it's 66 just for the chart. And there I was thinking, oh dear, I have to start mining gold or something, you know, to buy those charts. And also with hay, for instance, heaven and earth, you know, it's even though it's $19 normal price, but I pretty much buy all my charts during sales, so it's about $10, which is acceptable. But £14 would be probably close to $20, something like that for each panel. So I don't know how I felt about that. You know, I have to think about, do I like the chart that much that I need to get a small mortgage in order to afford that. Susan says it's a traditional decoration on Russian dolls. Really? Oh, let's have a look. It's traditional. This. I'm just showing this. Is that traditional? I didn't know that. I'm not well versed in the Russian doll area. Christian says, I just stitch what I want when I want. I just finished 450 on my old kitchen today, and I'm switching to Easter Fairy by Pussy Art. Sorry, not Pussy Art, Pussy Art from Stitches So Beautiful. That's great. So you know what you're doing, you know? That's fantastic. One, two, three. One. Badu, he says, is called matryoshka. Matryoshka? As in Russian doll thingy. The color blend is so pretty. Oh, so Rai Vaduhi knows Russian stuff. She says, I finished Russian school, so I know. Okay, I'll take your words. No problem. So I have to be quite mindful because it's very easy to just stitch in the wrong spot because they all start to look kind of similar in terms of, because there's so many stitches involved already everywhere. And also I was looking at, so going back to the 6 portal piece, there's one portal, I had a careful look, it's got a turtle. I think it's the second panel or the third panel, it's got a turtle in that panel. I'm not sure if I'm ready to stitch turtles here. I mean, you know, it's not far away from seafood, you know. The whole no seafood policy, I don't want to violate that. It looks like a flower. Hang on a second. I lost my spot. Where did I go? Can't even find the thread. Hang on. Susan says, Yogi, no eating the turtles. I know. But it's like, it's very close to that genre, you know. Like, if I starting stitching turtles, before I know it, I'd be stitching calamari. Suzanne says, I think turtles are exempt because we're not allowed to eat them. I think some people do, don't they? I don't know. I'm sure someone somewhere on the planet probably eat turtles. Very nice. These ones are done. I like the 6th panel. I like the purple panel, but the rest of them, to be honest, you know, I'm kind of okay with them. I know what Nikki's gonna say. Nikki's gonna go, oh, you're breaking your promises, because we made a deal. I'll do the 6 panels with her if she does sleep time with me. So it's a tricky situation. Alison Rennie is in the chat, says, evening everyone, finally got started on Maquette Atrium yesterday. Continue with that tonight. Portal panel, not a turtle, it's a tortoise. Ah, they don't live in water. I see. So we've got Alison as a turtle expert or tortoise expert. They look very similar, don't they? I'm clueless when it comes to wildlife. I don't know. They don't look the same. What is happening with this stitch here? Why does it look weird? There, that's why. What's the difference between them then? Is tortoise bigger? Because turtles can be very small. And they live on land. Is that what it is? Oh my God, we have a lot of turtle experts here. Susan says the 6 portals are lovely, but do you think it's quite pricey? It is, isn't it? I know it's large. If you just buy 1 panel, it's kind of doable. Okay, you know, £15, all right. But if you want a completion, 66 just sounds like a lot for me. And to be honest, if I love the chart, the entirety a lot, so much, I'll probably try to save up and do something about it. But other than the 6th panel, you know, I'm kind of not 100% in love, if you know what I mean. It's very unique looking pattern. Just 1 stitch here. I want to complete this area here. Oh, let me have a sip of my tea here. I've got some leftover coffee as well, as usual. Still really, really hot. I think the best guide for buying a pattern, at least for me, is if I like something, I kind of just bookmark it somewhere and go back to visit it from time to time. So I'm not really a compulsive buyer when it comes to patterns, because I know I have to spend, you know, a long time with those patterns. So unless it kind of comes back and haunts you over and over again, maybe you are not that in love. You know, because a pattern can look really nice and really interesting. But I try to get myself in a situation thinking that I'm going to have to make every single stitch of that pattern. Do I want to do that? $57. I'm going to pop it on my board. So if I were to do that pattern at all, I think I'll probably just go for a 6 panel. And that will probably take me 10 years anyway, so. I'll see. So the next one is 133. 133. Hey, Laura. Laura says, I just checked the price on the 6 portrait. It seems to have gone up since I last checked. Really? By how much? Oh, that'll be very sneaky if they do that. So it's from Pain-Free Craft. I think they're probably sold from other vendors as well. I don't know. I think the price I saw was from Pain-Free Craft. So I don't know whether they're sold in different places. So last time I checked after the stream, because in my mind, majority of the patterns were probably around, you know, 10, 15 pounds max, depending on how big they are. So I was a little bit shocked that for each panel alone, that's like 16 pounds or something like that, 14, 15 pounds. And if you buy the whole thing as a whole, suddenly it turns into, I don't know, a mortgage. No, Laura says it's 72 pounds. It used to be 60. What? It was 60 just a couple of days ago. Was it from Pain-Free Craft? Or maybe from a different vendor? That would be quite shocking, actually. That's £12 jump. Hello? That's not nice. But you know, I find that I can't verify it, but on Amazon I find there are items that I buy multiple times. You know, like household stuff or some sort of things that you use, consumables. And very often, if you buy it for a couple of times, when you go back and trying to buy it again, the prices go up. Sometimes by a lot. And I haven't tried to log in and have a look from, a different account or something like that. I don't have that. But I have a sneaky suspicion that perhaps there is something within Amazon that if you buy the same item multiple times, so they know you want it, you need it, or whatever, you like it, they'll just gradually pump up the prices. And you go, oh, it's gone up a little bit. But you go, well, I like it or I need it. And then just pay for it anyway. So if someone else looking at the same item, is it possible they're looking at a different price? The first-time buyers. Or I would hate that, because that's such a betrayal for the customers. You should reward them, not to punish them. Ashley Wilkinson, hello. Laura says pain-free craft. In that case, they definitely put up the prices, because I saw it from pain-free craft as well. And I looked quite carefully because I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw that £66 for one chart, essentially. It's a chart. They slice it in 6, but our work is one chart. That would be a little bit cheeky for them if that's indeed what's happened. Saga says, Saga confirms that pain-free craft used to have it at £60 and a single panel at £12. So 2 days ago, oh my God, so they gradually put it up, because maybe they're observing social media or whatever it is. If there's a buzz, they put it up. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that, because only 2 days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, when we finished the stream, we talked about it quite extensively. And I went and looked at the chart. I said, well, maybe I can, look into buy or something like that. I wasn't 100% sure, but I wanted to know, where to buy them if I were to buy them. And when I checked, that's just 2-3 days ago, it was £66. And each panel is about 14, maybe 14 something, around £15. So Saga is saying prior to that, it used to be £60 for 6 panels, and each panel is £12. I don't like the sound of it. Suzanne checked, it says £60. From where? From Pain-Free Craft. But Laura says otherwise. I don't know. What is the truth? And Claudia says, Yogi, my husband and I have different Amazon accounts, and we've found that if I buy something 3 times, they'll find it for a better price than I can. It happens with litter boxes for us. So are you saying that if you buy for 3 times, so the same vendor would increase the prices? Is that what you're saying, Claudia? If that's the case, that's very sneaky of Amazon. Because I was wondering, because a lot of things I buy for a little while, maybe 2-3 times, and then suddenly the price just go up. And it happened enough times for me to notice. Betty Hankins says, I just looked, it shows 60. Let me have a quick check just from here. Just so we can settle this, this puzzle. It's called 6 Portal, right? So yes, I looked at Pain-Free Craft. Okay, interesting. Now it says 60. Is someone listening and just suddenly put the prices down? Can you imagine? Someone is watching live go, oh shit, let me go and fix that. No, a couple of days ago when I saw it was £66. And each panel was, let's see how much a panel right now. So it says 1440. Yes, I think it was around 1440 as well. I remember it was more than 14. So at least it's showing that the full piece is 40 right now. I remember it was a little bit more. But still, £60, still fair bit. Unless you really, really love the panel, the entire piece. I'm not sure personally I would spend that much on the chart. That's on top of, you know, all the material you need. Ah, okay. So Busy Mom says it's 72 for PDF. So what was the price I'm looking at? So yeah, £60 is when I have nothing chosen. But PDF should be the cheapest option, shouldn't it? So if I go, hang on, let me go back to the entire piece again. I could just bring this browser there, but we probably don't need to do that. I can just quickly confirm. Without any choices, okay, it's the same price actually. It says 60 if I pick the entire piece in PDF format. Obviously, if we buy the kit, that'll be different, but that's the entire kit. But why is everybody seeing different prices? We're here real time. Hi, Ebony. Hello, hello. Let's have a look. Let's settle for this because it's a company's reputation as well, isn't it? It's a pain-free craft. We don't want to sort of accuse them of doing something they're not doing. So okay. Alandria says, looking now is 72 for the full pattern, 1440. Why is everybody looking at different prices? So let's all look at pain-free craft because I've just looked at it. The full chart PDF pattern is £60. I'm just looking at it. Why don't I bring the, let me bring the browser over so we can all look at it together. Okay. 6 portal, because I don't want to accuse them of doing something that they're not doing. That wouldn't be fair, would it? So I'm looking at it now. So we can look at it real time together so we can all settle this. But it looks like it's a little bit lower than when I saw it. Maybe my memory is sort of tricking me, but it's definitely over £60 when I saw it. And each panel is about close to £15. So let me bring this over here. Okay, we can all look at this together. So at the moment, I'm looking at pain-free craft, okay? And it says £60, and if I pick PDF, the price doesn't change because PDF is supposed to be the cheapest options anyway. It's digital. And let me look at this. All right, so £60 for each panel. For a single panel, it's $14.40. And I presume all panels are priced the same. And let me pick PDF. Or maybe someone picked PDF as a gift. So the price doesn't change with PDF, but as a gift, okay, that doesn't change, but maybe they need to do something else. So at least at this moment, just looking at the site right now, it says 60. Okay, so I don't know why someone would see 72. I'm not quite sure about that. What do you think? Looking now is 72 for the full pattern. That is odd. That is very strange. So we're looking at it right now from Pain-Free Craft. It's 60. So let's have a look. Betty says, I just looked at Pain-Free Craft. I can't afford them. What close to $100 or more? Yes, I think £60 would be close to $100. Yeah, that's a lot for a digital chart. You know, Grouge is quite big, and I think the artwork's supposed to be one piece. They just slice it up in order to, you know, maybe get more customers. I don't know. But whichever way, I'm glad at least the 72, we're not looking at 72. So I don't know why Alandria is seeing £72. Maybe, oh, she's in UK Essex. No, it cannot be regional. UK is not that big. It's not Australia or US. No, I've never heard of prices being regional in the UK. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So, Alandria, do me a favor, have a look at it now. Do you still see 72? Can you grab a screen grab and post it on the Facebook? Because it's bizarre. Why would it be? Why would it be? It makes no sense. And I'm not logged in. I'm not a member. I've never bought from them. So it's not like there's members, you know, discount or anything. I've never, you know, done any business with them. So it says 60 right now. Unless there's a person watching live right now, changing frantically. No, I doubt it. I'm joking. So, and Betty Hankins, £12 for PDFs. I don't know. It's bizarre. Yes, I don't know. Saga says, for a kit with 25 count easy grid with the PDF and no extra needles is £418. Yes, I suppose it's a different thing if you actually buy the material as well. Yes, and so that will put them very similar to GeckoRouge type of range. I think GeckoRouge, majority of the projects, they only do kits though. They don't do charts. So I don't know how much they would have, you know, charged for this chart, for instance. But as a kit, yeah, 25 counts with this size. So in terms of stitch number, 6 panels, 6 portals is actually very similar in size of this one. It's just 900,000 stitches, and this one is slightly over the one I'm stitching. So this one, 25 counts, when I bought from GeckoRouge, was over £500, I have to say. And this is, you know, not easy, something that I did lightly, but I was so in love with this chart, so I decided to do it. But that comes with a lot of flaws, beautiful packaging, and I think the price is probably including a needle mitre as well. Not that the needle mitre is that expensive, but yeah, so that price is probably, you know, similar to the GeckoRouge price bracket. Betty Hankins is looking at from US, so there may be conversion involved. So in terms of currency, so that's a different deal. But if you're looking at the site from in UK prices, then that should be identical. Maddie's Budget Corner says, I'm in the UK and the PDF says 72. That makes no sense. That really makes no sense. I've never heard of regional prices in the UK. You know, it says 60. Let me refresh it. I'd be floored if the price changes. No, it's 60 for the full price. I just want to make sure that I'm clicking on the right thing. There's no additional things that you can select from. It's PDF or kit. Yeah. But some people see £12 for a single panel. I'm looking at 14.40. I have no idea. It's a mystery. If you're looking at the different prices, you're looking at the different prices. That's, you know, I wouldn't doubt that. Hey, Joyce. Joyce has entered the chat. Oh my God, Ebony says 72 as well. Is there a London price versus non-London price? That makes no sense. Ebony is seeing 72 pounds as well. Suzanne says, are you logged in? No, I'm not logged in. I've never bought anything from them. So I'm not a customer, previous customer. But I'm seeing lower price. So guys, those ones that they're looking at 72, have you bought from the company before, and are you logged in by any chance? I'm too scared to find out. Imagine if they charge you more as a return customer. Jeez, I'm not saying that, Pinkfree Craft. No, I'm just joking. Jan Doe says, if you log in or place an order, you need to give your address and it calculates VAT based on that. Hang on. VAT as in post and packaging. But that's not the price for... I don't think the guys are looking at the chart plus post and packaging, are you? We need to solve this problem. So obviously, I've never bought from them before, and I'm not logged in. I'm in the UK, I'm in London. All right, that's a lot. I need to catch up on what you're saying here. Let me have a quick scan. I'm way behind. Doula dropped down to the PDF and it goes 60 in the UK. But why would they show higher prices without picking PDF? Because PDF is the lowest price option. And if you buy digital PDF, but there's no options for, let me have a look at the browser again. There's no options for print. I'm not seeing print there. If I go back, all right, we need to get someone from the company to clarify, because this company's reputation and their pricing is very confusing for people. Let me have a look. So this is a full chart. It says 60 on my screen. I'm not logged in, okay? I'm not a customer. And there are only two options with the drop down. With delivery, either PDF, I presume, it's not print PDF. It says, you know, it's digital download. And then, or kit. I'm not selecting kit, okay? I'm not doing that. So PDF alone, it does not give you option for the print. So I don't know how that works. Does that mean if you don't buy the kit, you can only get the digital version? Oh, hang on. Here's something. It says here, the chart is only available as part of this pack as a bonus PDF or as a kit. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean you can't buy a single panel? I don't think that's what it's saying. The chart is only available. Oh, okay. As a bonus PDF. I have no idea what that means, guys. How would you interpret that? Because my interpretation looking at this, you can either buy the full chart, 6 panels, or individual panels, one at a time. Right? And I'm pretty sure someone has bought single panel, so you can do that. So why would they say it's part of like a bonus? I have no idea, guys. They need to, like word it properly so we know what's happening. John Doe says VAT added. So maybe that's only applicable for people in the UK. No, because I'm sure everybody's looking at the single location. Are you guys not looking at this number? Hang on. Are you guys not looking at the number? We're not doing checkout, so VAT doesn't apply to it. Look at this one. Just come to this page, right? Find the chart and look at this price at this location. VAT shouldn't apply to it at all, because this should be, if there's VAT involved, this price should be VAT free at this point. And maybe as you check out, that will be applicable. Susan says, I just looked, it doesn't have a printed chart. PDF 72. What? Susan, where are you in the UK? No home address, okay? No maiden name, just rough location. Is there a London price versus non-London price? Because everyone else that's not in London seems to be looking at higher price. That makes zero sense to me. If they're just showing the prices of the chart, VAT is not part of the equation. VAT is normally applied when you check out or post and packaging, right? That's not what we're looking at. Alison says, if you buy 6 individual patterns, you get the whole 6 patterns as one PDF as opposed to single pattern. Yes, so you can buy all 6 in one go or individually, right? So that's my understanding as well. So the pricing for all 6 together is £60. That's what it says there. But some people say seeing 72 as we're speaking. That makes no sense. So Susan is in Midland. So am I the only person in London? Is there another person in London that's seeing 60? That would not make sense either. Why would they have regional price? That would be the first. Alandra says, I think in the UK you charge 20% on pretty much anything that's not considered a basic necessity. Yeah, but that's why I want people to look at the price from the top, because that would be applicable for everybody. Because I'm in the UK, I'm looking at 60. Why would it say 72? So Busy Mom, you're not in the UK, are you? So could there be some sort of currency conversion happening there? So those ones, yeah, quite a few of you are in the UK. You're seeing 72 from the top price there, the price on the top there. That makes no sense. Abby says, either way, I'm not buying it. I'm slowly veering that way because I don't like pricing being so weird. I'm sure it's not intentional. But they need to make it very clear. If there's some weird thing going on there, showing different prices to different people, then that's not good. You need to be able to trust the company, you know. Betty says, I'm locked in. Betty says, from where what I'm reading, it's the bonus chart is what a 6 put together. So the full chart is considered a bonus chart. What? But some people want the full chart. What does that mean? So does that mean that they only come in individual panels, but if you have all 6 of them, it's considered a bonus chart. That makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. So Susan says the items I bought show VAT prices. You mean on top of the page? But that's what I'm looking at. But imagine if as a first-time customer, I come to the site, I look at the £60. Maybe I'm super rich, I might go for a living rather than live streaming or teaching yoga. And I go, oh, that's pocket change. And I go, well, I want to buy it. I put it in the basket and I go to check out. And suddenly the checkout price is 72. I'm going to be slightly pissed off. Wouldn't you? Even though I might go and this is pocket change, it's just clarity of what you're being charged. So it doesn't make sense to show different prices whether you're locked in or not. Until you check out, you show one price. Man, what a rabbit hole we've just fallen in. It's weird. Maddie says, I'm in Sheffield. Okay, so non-UK, non-London. Am I the only one in London? Silver says, I will one day. I love those portals. Yeah, if you love it, if you think it's worth it, totally good. Busy Mum is in US, yes. And Leslie, Leslie says, I'm 20 minutes drive from Pain-Free Craft and it's 72 for me. So in Scotland, it's more expensive in London. This is such a weird thing. Leslie, that's hilarious. Leslie is in Scotland. You can literally pop in, and grab the PDF in paper forms from them without post and packaging. And you're being charged for 72. Maybe you're being penalised for being in Scotland in general. You shouldn't be in Scotland. Mandy says it's 12 VAT on top. But no, I want everybody to look at the same location because this is the only way to verify. It doesn't matter what it says anywhere else, small print. Just look at this price up here, whether it's showing the same price. So it would be, I don't know, if it's 60 plus VAT, they should say so. You should go, well, it depends on where you are. If you're buying from the UK, bracket, whatever, plus VAT or another price. Hey, Woo Woo. Woo Woo says, I'm in the UK, is showing 60. So Woo Woo, are you in London by any chance? If Woo Woo is actually from Scotland as well, my goodness, Mandy and Woo Woo will have to have a fight. Why are you getting cheaper than me, Woo Woo? Yeah, well, the small print, they can put whatever, disclaimer or whatever, small print anywhere else. But, the same location where the pricing is showing should show the same thing. Otherwise, it's very, very confusing. Laura, let me highlight that one. Okay, sorry, I missed Caroline's comment. So Laura is highlighting. Caroline says it goes up to 72 when you put it in the card and 12 more for VAT on top of that. What? It's 84. But some people are seeing 72 on top of the page, though. Maybe they're logged in and they know the customer's location. So, guys, it's not £72, it's 84 if you're in the UK. I don't know what happens if you're in other parts of the world. Maybe you guys can have a laugh and, if you're not in the UK, put all the charts in a basket and see what it says. So we're going to have a laugh together. No chance I'm buying the chart. No, it's a no in my mind now. I'm sorry. I don't like confusion, It's not hard to price a product The product is on the website. It says this is the price. If there's VAT, yes, you can say plus VAT, or this is a price minus VAT, right? It's not hard, because we're not talking about a pound or two difference. We're literally talking about like close to 20 pounds of difference. I don't like it at all. So, yeah. Nikki, I'm not doing this one. You can shout at me. I'm not doing it. Claudia says, for those in the UK seeing 60, are you using a VPN? No. No, not at all. I'm using normal Wi-Fi. Maybe it's not detecting that you're using browser from the UK. No, it's showing in UK currency. It knows this is coming from UK. Nope. Jan says, I give up. It's in the frequent asked questions. No, Jan, that's not my point. Maybe they have a reason for it. Okay, Jan, I need to explain. So I am not sort of being flippant about it. I'm just saying that pricings, stuff like pricing, you shouldn't hide information in a small print of frequent asked questions. I shouldn't need to go to their frequent asked questions to find out how much the product is. That's my whole point. It's not hard to price it clearly, and I don't like the fact that when I check out suddenly we expect the prices to go up a little bit with post and packaging. Okay, fair. That's totally fair, depending on where you are. If you live far away, you need to ship something, but this is digital. This is a digital download, first of all, and whatever they say in frequent asked questions, frankly, I don't care, because you're not being transparent with me. I shouldn't need to dig into your frequent asked questions to find out why I'm paying £20 more when I check out. No, I'm Jan, I understand. You're very thorough, but as a customer, that doesn't work for me. Mandy says, I'm in London. It says 60, and when I go to basket, it adds 12 VAT, £12 for VAT. Yeah, not liking it. No, just tell me exactly how much it is. If I want it, I'll buy it. Okay. And just think about other purchasing experiences. When you buy charms from someone else, somewhere else, do they price it the same way? If not, they're trying to hide something. I'm sorry, pain-free craft, maybe something for you to think about. If you're charging a certain price, just say it as it is. Just say that, just say plus VAT. Plus VAT. So this price is minus VAT. It's very clear, very easy to do. So, yeah, that's probably the end of the chapter for me, because if I buy charge from somewhere else, I don't think I'll come across this. So you have to refer to the normal buying experiences. You can't just make exception for weird situations like this. Ebony says, I just get charged from Hate. It's easier and cheaper. I kind of agree, Ebony. Yeah. Just make it clear. It's like GeckoRouge, I have to say they're very clear with pricing. If it's, a lot of money, they show you it's a lot of money. And you can decide whether you want it or not. It's not hard. Laura says, I give up on buying it. No, yeah, same here. I just don't want the headache. And I don't care what it says in a small print or frequent asked question. None of my business. None of my business. Oh, let's do a little bit of stitching to regain the sanity here. 133. Let me pick a different color. How's that? Let's do a little bit of a red colors. Let's pick this one then. Oh, Miriam has have tried it in Australian dollars. So that's everything in the basket, right? All 6 panels. And it's 122 Australian dollar. Oh, it's a bargain, Miriam. Go for it. You know, if you know mine gold for a living. Busy Mom says when I put it in the cart, it went down to 60. It's a magic basket and it's random. Sometimes if they like you, they give you lower price. If not, they give you a higher price. I think they like me so far until I put it in the basket, I think. 44. No, you have to be so transparent with pricing. It's about trust. You don't want to feel like you're being looped into something, you know. It's a little bit weird. Jan says it's like that on Amazon too, or on Etsy similar. When they sell to a whole world, they can't show you correct price until they know that you're coming from. No, I don't think that's exactly the same. I don't know about Etsy or other platform, but I've been shopping with Amazon for quite a lot. Yes, I'm sure if you're buying from different region, yes, but they find out where you are through your IP address. So I was browsing from, you know, I'm clearly browsing from the UK IP address, and they know because they show me. They didn't ask me, you know, are you from America or whatever. They show me a UK price, and that's the same for majority of shopping, websites with transactions. They detect where you are until you tell them otherwise. But even so, you know, they probably trust your IP address more than what you tell them. Deep breath, Yogi, yes. Ujjayi breath, ujjayi breath. Do it with me, Abani. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. I'll move it over slightly here. Nice rare color. Will brighten everything. Susan says, I haven't come across problems with buying paper chart from Paint. So, Susan, so when you buy, obviously, you're logged in, I presume. And have you noticed price changes from what, you know, the price is being shown versus, I mean, you know, if you buy paper chart, of course, there's overhead on top of that. It will show you initially, plus the shipping. That's totally reasonable. Suzanne says I was logged in and it showed it in pounds instead of the local, the Swedish money. So maybe they don't have ability to detect, but it still doesn't explain that, you know, we're in the UK and we're looking at different prices. So it's not, even if it does not, you know, have capability to detect location, and only show UK prices, then all the people in the UK should see the same price. I have no idea. Only they know. So I'll leave it to them. And And Darby Johnson says, it was my understanding that only the first 5 panels can be purchased individually. Really? So you can't buy the 6th one? And to get the 6th panel, you have to purchase the complete set? What? Still too much money in my opinion. So I don't even have the option to buy the 6th chart, which is, in my mind, that's the only one I like. Not that at this point I'm looking to buy any. What? Oh, but who can figure that out, seriously? But I'm pretty sure in a stream, when we talked about this last time, someone said that I bought the purple chart. I'm pretty sure someone said that in the chat. And also, if you look at the option for individual panels, number 6 is also there as well. So I'm sure you can just buy the 6th chart, the purple one. Betty says, I get it. 7 charts just can't at once. But seriously, Betty, you know, if you think about it, yes, it's if you like the design, it's a beautiful piece, but they shouldn't turn it into some sort of puzzle that people have to come and solve, try to figure out, can I buy this one? Can I buy that one? You know, or I have to buy this one in order to get that one. Seriously, get over it. Yes, it's a beautiful piece if you like it, but just get over it. Don't make it complicated for people. Oh, I'm mad. Randy says, after all that, I'm glad you're not doing the pattern. I'm already watching others stitching one. I like to see what the new things you're doing. What new things you're doing. I don't know. There are many other beautiful charts that I would love to use. Hang on, let me take the outer layer out of I'm hot. All that you know, discussion. And don't worry, I'm still wearing clothing, okay? This is a family show. It's just that I've got 2 layers and I'm getting warm. Okay, family show, family show. And Susan has purchased from Pain Free Craft, says no price changes, prices show with VAT, delivery about £4. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. So I don't know what the deal with this one. It's just odd. Ebony says the purple one is the one I like too. Yes, I think majority of people like it, and maybe they do too. Maybe the artist or the company knows that too. So, but I'm pretty sure someone just bought that one alone. the last time we talked about this piece. So I'm sure you can just buy that one if you want it. Everybody's prefer the purple one. Susan says, Yogi, I think you should have a piece of chocolate. Susan, I think you are correct. Not just one piece, I might have two, okay? It's that kind of situation, it's emergency. So yes, let me reach out to my chocolate button, okay? Yes, Susan, very good, very good. And you should have some chocolate too. Anything chocolatey is good. Susan says, I just clicked on it on option 6. The paper chart is £17. Okay, the paper version. And that's without the shipping, I'm presuming. Oh, here is my giant button, okay? For giant headache, I'm having giant button, chocolate buttons. Here we go. It will lower my blood pressure. Alison has a question. Alison says, I just lost in a turmoil. In Saga, can you change the color code? I know I can change the color symbol, but Saga has pulled 032 Krennic instead of DMC 32. Yes, we're very, very lucky Jan is here in the chat. I hope she still is. I think, no, as far as I know, I could be wrong, so Jan can chime in. But I think you can't change the color code. Can you do that in the calculator, I wonder? Because I don't know whether you remember last time when I was talking about, you know, the whole situation with this piece. And let me just pull up the app view here. So let me just remove that for now. So remember last time, I don't know whether you remember, if you were here in last stream when I talked about this piece, when I flipped to the icon on the left where you see the simulated chart, it looked like some Picasso piece. All the colors are wrong, even though I have gone into the thread list and change the colors here. So here you can tap on any color and change them, right? You can change the colors. So you have the option there. It turned out Jan actually enlightened me that if you just change colors from here, from the thread panels, it would just change the view in the chart. It does not change your markup here. So I went in order to fix this, you have to go into the calculator where you calculate the thread. And I don't know why you come in here instead of anywhere else, but you know there's a color on the right there, list on the right there. It's supposed to tell you how much floss that you need. You actually go in and change these colors, then it's permanently changed. I have no idea. So if Jan didn't tell me, there's no way I'll be able to work it out. But even from here, I don't think you can. Maybe you can. There's a color number. I don't know. Jan, are you still there? If so, help. Let me highlight the question again. Sorry, I have a chocolate button in my mouth. So Alison wants to be able to change. But Alison, you don't have to change. If it's just one color, you don't have to necessarily change the number, because you can just, I don't know whether the swatches actually reflect the color correctly. Let me just open that again. So you can just, if you know, if there's just one color that does that, then you can just change the color without having to change the thread name necessarily, if you know what I mean. I don't know whether I understood your questions correctly. So let's give it a few moments, maybe for if Jan is still here, maybe she can catch up. So regarding the 6 panels, Ebony says, I'm not in love with it. I just think it's the prettiest out of the 6. To be honest, Ebony, I'm kind of with you. I'm a little bit like that as well. I can see the uniqueness of the chart. And I wouldn't mind doing it if that wasn't so pricey, right? But having gone through what we just discussed, I kind of just lost interest, to be honest. Not that interested. And I don't love it enough to want to overcome all this, if you know what I mean. If I really love it, then I'll probably bend over backwards, you know, see if I can make it work. And I, to be honest, I don't mind doing the purple panel, but I can live without doing it. That's my situation. That's my position here. Suzanne says, Alison, you need to do it in paradise. But Suzanne, does she necessarily need to change it though? If just one color and she knows what thread that is, can she just make a mental note and go, well, that's what it is? Because if you go into Saga to do it, well, it depends on whether you already have anything marked. If not, then maybe no big deal. You can just import it again. Otherwise, you have to mark all the stitches all over again. Susan says, I think the buttons on Amazon is £3.50. Yes, I know it is. If you buy them from shops, they're close to £5, like £4 something. But on Amazon, currently it's 3.5. Susan, get some buttons. Go. They're, yeah, I don't know why. In most places, if you buy those buttons, it's like £4 something. But Amazon, £3.50. Yay. Oh, so Alison is on Android, so that's a little bit different. So I cannot help with that because Android has got the interface is a little bit different, and also there are certain features are not available on Android. So I'm on iOS, but I'm sure there is a calculator option still. Captain Squirrel, hello. Hello, hello indeed. Oh, this color is so pretty. Alandra says, I like it, but I like the portraits as separate pieces, not all pushed together like that. So I might buy one portrait a month. Not the most money-wise way, but I can't afford the upfront cost. If you love it, yes. I think I kind of look at it like that as well, because all the panels got kind of a frame around it. I'm not even sure they're designed to come together in one piece like that. I think my guess would be they're done individually as separate pieces. But you have the option of putting them together, because why would you need that kind of, so much framing around for 6 pieces supposed to come together? That kind of doesn't make sense as an artwork. I think you're quite right. I think they're meant to be separate panels. So there's no need to have a big fabric, to put them together. If you want it. That's kind of the most important question. Do you love it enough to give them money? I think it's a no for me. And Ebony, while you're here, have you heard about our marathon on Saturday to start the library piece together? We're doing a 10-hour marathon. Yay! Okay, so those of you who don't know yet, this coming Saturday, we're doing a marathon. Okay, 10 hours. 10 hours, you and me. Rochelle is asking, Yogi, what count are you doing it right now? Oh, 28 counts on my favorite fabric, non-gridded DMC. Yes, I think 28 might be my favorite right now. 44. Caroline says, hi Yogi, as you already stitched quite a bit of this chart on the first version, did you find it very confetti heavy and would like to buy his lighthouse kit? Right, I presume it might be project pattern by pattern, and there might be some differences. This pattern has got kind of a mixture of, let me show you the markup, the mixture of some really bold colors versus some very intricate details, right? So my experience with this chart, and I only have this chart as the reference, I don't have any other GeckoRouge project. So this chart, for instance, I find there are areas, if you look at a really good example, for instance, this orange area, this is, if you look at the chart here, it's the same color pretty much all the way through. Whereas I find the heaven and earth way of charting, majority of the time you will probably come across a few stitches in there blending in. So it's quite extreme, to be honest. Areas like this, you might have a large area of flat colors. So this chart, GeckoRouge is not shy about giving you like a whole patch of the same color. But then you have this center part of it. It's actually very confetti. Just this circle, the inner circle around the blue alone, there are quite a few single stitch, just single color stitches here. If you look at, if I can show you here, right, the center here. So it's quite drastic, quite extreme, to be honest. And it makes it interesting because you can find areas that you can kind of take a break and just do flat colors. Like here, this area, it's all black, 310 all the way. Totally, just like, you know, all here, all this area, and here as well. it's just a single color pretty much all the way here over there. It's 310. So the way I'm stitching is I'm kind of pick and choose. I go into more color changes, you know, more confetti area, do a little bit, and then come out and take a break and fill in, because I get bored if I keep doing the same color. Like this bit right here, I did a little bit, I had enough, and I go back to do color changes. So that's my experience for this chart so far. I cannot speak for other charts. I think it's probably depends on the design, but I suspect it's probably how they chart their artwork. You know, rather than blending all the way like haze style, they just go, well, if it's a flat color, just go for it. But when it comes to details, then yes, there's confetti. So, but when it comes to confetti, it's confetti. No mercy, no mercy there. So you need to kind of work out a way to do it, so you can stay sane, like me. Okay, I'm totally sane, totally sane. So there you go, Caroline. Rochelle says, and hello, late for the party. I'm going to floss to see what I need to buy for the traveling library kit. Yeah, go for it. You still have a little bit of time to get it ready for Saturday. Mighty is asking, what time will the marathon start? So it's going to start from 2 p.m. UK time. And I'll see if I can put out the scheduled time maybe tomorrow, so you have that, you know, in your pocket. You know exactly what time, so you can do the conversion. We're going to start at 2 p.m. UK time, and then we're going to stitch all the way through till we hit 12 midnight. So that's the plan, and we did that last time as well. It worked out quite well. And we're going to have breaks in between. Obviously, we have coffee break, tea break, and yoga break. Okay, so if you've never stitched in your life, just come for the yoga. Yes, Ebony will be able to join for a bit. And you haven't started that piece, have you? You haven't cheated. You haven't started the traveling piece. Do not cheat, okay, guys? Did I drop out just now? If you can see me, give me a little wave there. I don't know what happened there. I think the internet just decided to lock me out. Let me know if you can see me now. Oh, good, Russia. Good, good, good. Good, I noticed. Or I'd be having a monologue for a long time. Excellent. Happily, I've cheated. Look at this confession here. Ebony, have cheated on the traveling piece. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Today is just too much. We have pain-free craft, the weird pricing situation, and we have Ebony cheating. And already have a head start. And can you hear the sound now? Yes, I think for some reason YouTube just decided, oh, YouTube is not YouTube. I think it's my software. Just the streaming software just decided to lock me out. And let me know if the sound is good as well. I don't know what's going on. It's technology. It's not up to me. Good, good, good. Recharge break. I don't think it's the microphone though. Can you hear me now? Can you hear the sound? Sounds all good? Yes? Excellent. Yes, not my microphone, because I have found a workaround for the microphone to keep charging. So that shouldn't happen now, but who knows? Oh, good. Thank you so much. Excellent. Yeah, I think there's something to do with the software just decided to go, oh, no streaming for you, Yogi, and just kick me out. Steph, Wild Fox Stitchery says, you all have enabled me to start the traveling library with you. I just ordered my fabric today and thought it might not be here by Saturday. Okay, yeah, well, don't worry about it. If you probably have things to prepare, right? Like the floss, get the floss together and all that. I know, excellent. But once the fabric is here, you can join us. Absolutely. We're going to be stitching it, together, and Amy Stewart Day every Saturday. So do not worry. If you want to join us, you still have, should have enough time to get your material ready. I mean, fabric is always a little bit tricky because a lot of people have master set like me, so I don't have to kit up anything. But the fabric, you do have to wait for it to arrive. I don't store extra fabric here. Claudia says, can we hang out at the marathon even we're not stitching on the traveling library? I was thinking I should get a ton of stitches that day. Of course you can, Claudia. It's a Amy Stewart Day, okay? You can, normally you can stitch just any piece from Amy Stewart, but even if you're not stitching Amy Stewart, yeah, I'll let you in. I'll give you a ticket. Here's the golden ticket for you, Claudia. And you can stitch whatever you want. But of course, it's more fun if you're joining the SAL. So the marathon is not just for this piece, okay? The marathon is for everyone. And obviously, if you have Amy Stewart piece, just bring it along. And if you're not stitching Amy Stewart, why not? Now it's a good time. They're not doing a sale today, unfortunately, I don't think. Heaven and earth. Otherwise, just grab the Amy Stewart piece and just come join me. But you're allowed to stitch other things, okay? It's allowed. I'll just keep my eyes closed, at least one of them, and I need to keep the other one open so I can stitch. Oh, Caroline. Oh, confession time. Caroline has cheated as well. Caroline. Guys. But yeah, it probably means all you people are so honest because you could have lied. But you don't, obviously, because you're good people. And Abini says, no confessions here, but I may be able to confirm it's very beautiful. I know, isn't that? Yes, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. It would just come out so beautiful. And it's only $9.99. $9.99. Like seven pounds or something, 7-8 pounds. Just saying, Happiness says, as you say, Yogi, you don't see it. I didn't do it. I know. Oh, I just create these terms to trap myself. And I fall into my own booby trap. Yes. No. All right then. I'll pretend I didn't hear it. You didn't do it. Captain Squirrel says, Steph, enable me to get a Titanic chart and start it. Titanic as in Titanic? Wow. I'd love to see what it looks like. And Susan says, Yogi, I posted a picture of my fabric. Oh, guys, Susan has posted. Do you mean the blanket? You mean the king size duvet that you bought for your traveling? So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Why not? We're here. So let me refresh our Facebook. Oh, guys, brace yourself. I'm too scared to look at it. So Susan is doing, is it 16 counts? 16 counts of traveling library, guys. Where's your, trying to find your fabric. Where is it then? Where is it? I can't see your fabric. Oh yeah, I got it. Hang on, guys. I'll bring it over to you. Susan's double king size, super king size duvet coming up. All right, let me zoom in. This is 16 counts, isn't it? Oh dear. Well, there's no references. I'm presuming this is on top of your bed or something, right? And it's probably the size of a single bed, at least. So, Claudia says, I appreciate the golden ticket. I will be Amy Stewart in being with Amy Stewart. I'm working on Stitching Time. Kate, yeah, absolutely. If it's Amy Stewart, you're in. And if you're not stitching Amy Stewart, I need to get you through the back door, okay? No golden ticket, but there's a door open there next to the public loo. You can sneak in from there, just like in a concert. Suzanne says, maybe a fox start. And Steph says, this will be my first Amy Stewart piece. I'm looking forward to it. I know, the first piece is always exciting. It's a new adventure, a new journey. I know, Rochelle, isn't that huge? That is huge. And it's a shame that the Susan, you're not lying under the duvet, so we can see. We can gauge the size with the human shape of the body. Very good. Thank you for sharing that, Susan. 16 counts, I ask you. And I'm surprised you can get a piece of fabric that fits with margins, right, Susan? Just make sure you have enough margin. Suzanne says, I really love the left-hand window. Guys, why don't I bring up the markup? We can have an appreciation party. You know, majority of you already know what it looks like. But there may be some poor people that have been living under the rock, you know. They're going, what are these people talking about? You know, what traveling library? That sounds really dull. And let me just show that piece, okay? And I'm showing you the max color version. There's a markup. Boom. Straight from the markup from Saga. Isn't that beautiful? And Suzanne is referring to the window on the left there. Yes, it's beautiful, and it's not just a window. It's the only window you can kind of look out, see a little bit of the outside. That's green. The one on the right, okay, the one straight forward, you can see some green bush as well, but it's covered by some flowers there. And the one on the right, you can barely see anything. There's some sort of green stuff, but the one on the left, you can tell it's they're somewhere in a sort of clear space surrounded by a lot of green stuff. It's beautiful. And the question would be, okay, guys, I want you guys to, if you're starting, if you already started, then that's fine. But if you're starting with me on Saturday with this piece, don't tell me where you're starting just yet. We're going to do something in the beginning, okay? We're going to keep it away from each other until we start stitching. So keep it as a secret for now in terms of where you're starting. And see if anybody can come up with a shocking location where they're starting. So if you love this piece, you still have the chance. Today is Tuesday, so you have 3-4 days at least to get the material ready. And even if the fabric's not arriving on Saturday, you can still join us. You can sort out your flaws or whatever and stitch other pieces, but you're going to join us later on with this piece. Okay, there you go. It's a queen size, Susan. Yes. Rochelle says, I hope to see you finish one day. But is that a constant moving toward completion? That's interesting. That's exciting. It shouldn't be the make or break of the experience, but it no doubt, it's a driving force, for a lot of us. Not so much if we don't complete it, we're going to be heartbroken, but it's like every stitch you make, you're moving toward the completion or completing of a certain area. And that makes me happy. So I don't, I try not to think beyond that. There's no need. I'm just focusing on where I am right now. And Suzanne says, to the top left and work all the way down to the fox. Yeah, you have to think about where you want to move your stitches toward. Absolutely. Suzanne is going to, once she's finished this epic piece in 50 years' time, she's going to turn into a curtain. So I hope you have windows big enough. Here we go. Let me flip it over and pick my next color here. I can do a little bit of 310 here. Why not? Let's go for a bit of a 310 action here. Oh, in fact, I'm going to go for the brown first. So it would be a bit more orderly here. So I am going to do, I think I'm literally at the kitten, the little orange cat here. I'm in a cat area. 110. 110. Not 110. 110. That'd be shocking. 110. Susan's looking forward to the fox. Everybody loves that fox. And Coming Stitching Pattern says, I think Needle Kim on YouTube start on bottom, left bottom. Yes, that's a potentially quite nice start because you start with with flowers. I looked into that area as well. Well, I'm gonna have a sip of my tea, maybe have another piece of chocolate. I probably burn about 500 calories so far. No vigorous discussion. I need to make sure my sugar level is not too low, you know. I don't want it to drop. I don't want to pass out live here on Yogi Stream. There you go. That's my second button. Have a sip of my tea. Guys, are you snacking? If not, why not? Make sure you know, for your power stitching, power snacking is vital. Ah, Susan's got patio doors. Oh, that's perfect. That's the right size. Rochelle says, I love the red rug. I know. Let's have a look. Yeah. I think, you know, all the fabric here on the bed, on the settee. So I'm eating chocolate. And both rugs, both of them. There's a smaller one near the bed as well. And the curtain as well, you know, far end. Oh, everything. Susan says it's a major reason I purchased the chart. Oh, referring to the fox, I'm guessing. Didn't know Susan was fox fancier. We get a lot of foxes here, and some of them are really cute. They're the size of a medium dog. And some of them just like, you know, if you bump into them, broad daylight, they will stop and look at you for a little bit and then run off. Oh, Steph loves foxes as well. They are quite cute, aren't they? But the way they make noises isn't so cute. It sounds like a baby's being strangled, but they're just having a normal conversation, I'm sure. They go, "Wah!" And they normally do it in the middle of the night. So it just sounds like someone's being attacked on the street. Very nice here. Three. Suzanne says, I think this will be the fourth project I have with foxes in it. They are popular subject matters in particularly heaven and earth charts that I've seen so far. You know, the Chiramaketi piece that I bought recently, I don't know when I'm going to start yet, but let me show you. The sleep time. Some of you may already have it because it's not a new piece. But just recently, I just, you know, had a look at it carefully and just fell in love with it. Let me close this one, not this one. So this is the pattern I'm referring to. And this is the super size. And this is the actual mock-up from the app. So it looks so smooth and beautiful because it's supersized. And it looks just like an illustration, but these are composed with stitches. So pretty. And there's a little fox sleeping. Look at that sleepy face of that fox. No, you know, I love sleepy face of dogs and cats for sure. But this face on the right here with the little fox and a little squirrel on the tree. I love it so much. I love it so much. I probably will start it sooner than I imagine. I don't think I can hold it back too much longer. I know I'm going to focus on the traveling library and also GeckoRouge a lot more going forward. But, you know, this one, I don't know how much longer I can wait. So, you know, oh, gonna get busy. Chloe says, referring to foxes, they like to steal people's shoes from their doorsteps where I live. Really? I never have shoes got stolen by foxes, but I don't put my shoes outdoor or somewhere they can get to. How strange. Why do you think they do that then? They can't eat it. Do they eat shoes? But they're really cute. Occasionally I will have like one, you know, like a baby fox hop into my patio and have trouble hopping out because the walls, the fence are not super high, but you know, sometimes they can drop down here trying to find some cat food or something, and then they have trouble climbing up. So they're running around my patio. It happened a few times. And you can't help, you know, you can't really help them because with cats, you can kind of approach them and try to calm them down and maybe pick them up and take them somewhere they want to be. But with foxes, you just have to let them get on with it, and hopefully they can, you know, figure out how to get home. Marnie says, hello, Marnie. Marnie says, foxes squeal when mating. Yes, I heard about that. Hubby thought a woman was being attacked and run through a padlock with a huge wrench and his torch to save her. But it was just foxes. Yes, I think if you've never heard those noises before, you would do the same. You probably call the police to say, I think someone is being attacked on the street. Yes, it does sound like that, particularly when they're mating, apparently. But I think they probably just generally vocalize like that. Yes, does sound like someone's being strangled. Susan says, handsome animals with great colors. I know, so beautiful, isn't it? And Chiramaketi's style is so diverse. Because this piece, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't be able to tell. Whereas, you know, Kim Jacobs, for instance, it's got very distinct style. But Chiramaketi is harder to tell. This is very, very different with each piece sometimes. Captain Squirrel says apparently today, oh, Wednesday, as in tomorrow, is International Coffee Day. My goodness, I need to drink more. Absolutely, to celebrate the coffee day. I think there's a day for everything, right? We have pancake days, we have coffee day. Is there a sandwich day? I bet there's a fox day or a fluffy kitty day. What about Stitches Day? Oh, there is. I remember not very long ago, someone mentioned there's a cross stitching day. There's a day for everything. So at least the stitchers have a special day. Closey says, I live in a village, so it's common to leave muddy shoes outside. They don't eat them, but just turn off, just run off with them and leave them somewhere random. Okay, so maybe they're just being playful because they're so bored. It's like, yeah, you know, everybody, all the cats can have become a pet, but they rarely become a pet. So I know some people keep them as pets. I don't think they should be. They're probably just bored. Oh, Susan is asking who's the artist for sleepy time. It's Chira Marchetti. You know, every Monday we have Chira Marchetti Day. And I don't blame you for not knowing because the style is very different from, you know, the old kitchen or the quilt room, for instance. You wouldn't be able to tell, oh, that's Chira Marchetti. But it is. And he also does a lot of tarot card themed. Well, I think he actually designs illustrations for tarot cards, and that's totally different as well. So he's got many styles from the look of it. You know, I'm not drawn to the tarot cards, sort of that, you know, the whole genre, but I do like pieces like this. They're just so solid and rich and beautiful. And I think Chiro Marchetti loves animals, you know, foxes, squirrels, cats in particular. Pretty much all the pieces I've got from him has got a cat in there somewhere. You know, the kitchen piece, the quilt room, there's a little cat hidden there as well. And also the quilt room one, the patchwork quilt room that I did yesterday. There was a little cat there as well. And obviously, it's a very dangerous artist for Ebony because Ebony, sometimes, you know, if she doesn't look carefully, there's a little cat ambushing her. And Ebony should have a look at the pattern River posted on our group. And I'm considering gifting the pattern to you as a present. think I've done well so far. And the thing is, with 25 counts, if I stitch this way, particularly with gridded fabric, because gridded fabric, pre-gridded, like easy count fabric, it tends to be thicker. Even 28 count easy count is thicker. So if I stitch this way, just, you know, free range kind of cross country, it does make it harder to stitch when you start to try to close up areas like this, because when all the stitches together and you try to squeeze in to do like a single stitch, it's hard, slightly harder to do. It's not impossible, but with this fabric, it's so light and open. You can literally see my finger underneath. Can you see that? That's how light it is. So the holes are quite open. So I think it's perfect for this type of cross country, because you're not gonna come into situation that you have to jam your needles through the stitch area. So it's very, very light, so delightful to stitch. I just can't praise it enough. But obviously it's personal preferences as well, you know. Some people might not like it. I don't know. I love it. Hey, Tracy Dumas. Hello. It's been a little while. Where have you been? I need full report. I hope you're well. Very good to see you. Hey, Susan say wicked yogi. Why? What have I done? What have I done, Susan? Suzanne says, I wonder if the Saga 28 counts will be the same as DMC. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't done a comparison because all the 28 counts are from DMC. Oh, hang on. The pre-count, the easy count one I used for quilt rim. I'm not sure, maybe that one's Saga, but it's gridded. And gridded fabric, for some reason, they tend to be thicker, more volume. So it's not as light, I think. It stitches very differently, even though the same fabric count. This one versus easy count, totally different. Oh, this is so light. It's like stitching, I don't know, rainbow. I'm sure it's like stitch, you know, if you stitch rainbow, this is what it feels like. I have no references. I've never stitched rainbows before. Oh, Sarah says, we haven't had a Dolly visit. I know. I noticed that too. Because previously, every single stream, she would come and say hello. She's around. She's probably sleeping in a different room. She just had supper before the stream started. I know. But she's doing really well. Don't worry. She's doing really well. As cheeky as ever. But yes, she hasn't come and, you know, nudge. Try to, you know, get attention when I'm stitching. She'd probably just go, never mind. You know, I have better things to do. But she's doing really well. And if you haven't seen my Dolly before, here we go. A little bit of a Dolly admiration time here. You know, she's very independent and very cheeky. And she sometimes bring me gifts, okay? I appreciate the sentiment, but I think, you know, she should just leave those little mice alone. But that's my Dolly here. Tracy says, I'm good. Work has been a little bit hectic recently. I have tons of catch up stitching to do. Tracy, yes, you know, we are doing another marathon this coming Sunday. If you want to catch up with stitching, you know what to do. I'll hand you a golden ticket. You can join us. Belinda, hello. Belinda says, good morning, Yogi. I am a reluctant starter on a Wednesday morning here, listening to you all chat while gearing up for work. Belinda, let me guess, you're in Australia by any chance? If it's a good morning for you. Or Japan, one or the other. Normally when we're streaming, it's morning in Australia and Japan. Well done, yes. You know, you're getting ready to start. I remember Marsha is not here today, but I remember the first time Marsha joining us, and she couldn't believe we're streaming every day. And also, she was in the shower. She was watching us in the shower as she was getting ready to go to work. So that does happen. People are doing all sorts of, you know, activities while listening to us. Thank you, Claudia. Yes, Dolly is a gorgeous, gorgeous little cheeky little cat. Suzanne says the Saga I can get is ungridded. It's cotton model. I don't know. So Saga it's not a type of fabric, right? It's a brand. Is that correct, Suzanne? I remember you talked about that, but I can't remember which way is correct. But if you want to try, you can always try the DMC. This is brilliant light. This is super white. Really easy for the eyes. Unless you're stitching white, then you're in trouble. Like this bit is almost white. It's not white, but can you see it? Can you even see the stitches? I barely can. It's actually off-white, kind of beige. But nice, Suzanne. Well done. Suzanne is 1 hour ahead of me, so it's past midnight. Really good to see you. Have a sweet dream. And Tracy Dreamer says, I'm excited for marathon. Yes. If you want to warm up after not being able to stitch for a while, the marathon's perfect. I'll get you warmed up after 10 hours. Warmed up and worn off as well, quite possibly. But I know you're athletes, you're ultra stitching athletes, so I'm sure you'll be just fine. Just like Susan as well, you know? Susan, Sarah, all athletes. No, I'm thinking this might be 310. It doesn't say on the thread card, but I think this one's 310. Number 16. That's got to be 310, right? Catherine A. Jones, good morning, or finally caught a live stream. Are you new to the chat? We have to highlight you. It's mandatory. If you're the first time chatter. And Catherine says usually stitch with you later in the day, but finally caught the live stream. Well done, Catherine. Good to have you. Suzanne says, I have to get up early to get the biscuit boy off to school. I know. Yes. Have a rest for restful sleep, and love to Alex as well. And coming stitch pattern. Sorry, can you remind me your name again? I'm sorry. I just try to remember about 4 people's alternative name, like real names. So I'm getting confused again. Hardly surprising, hardly surprising. But I remember you mentioned your name, so I want to remember it. I'm gonna give it another try. And coming stitch stitch pattern says I have 2 black, white cat. Coco and Alex. Oh, I know people been the members been posting their stitching buddies. Some cats, some dogs, and they're all so cute. You know, Dolly's very independent. She's not very clingy. I wish she was a little bit more clingy. You know, I deal with her like, you know, a grown child. I speak to her. I try to reason with her. And, you know, I listen to her opinion on things. But she doesn't snuggle that much. She doesn't come on. She's not a lap cat, if you know what I mean. But whenever she feels like it, she will let me cuddle her. But not for too long, okay? So I'm slightly deprived from the snuggliness from kitties. I can do with a little bit more, I think. But that's Dolly for you. I love her. And Cumming says, Coco is so old. She's 15. No, 15 is not old at all. 15 is not old. I've seen cats that's over 20. You know, 20, 21. They're going strong. 20 is prime. No problem. Claudia says the elderly kitties. 15 is not elderly. Do not say that in front of Coco. Elderly kitties are the best. We have an old lady, Siamese. She's meaner than anything than anything. I love her so much. I know. We just love them, however they are. Old ladies. Sylvia, of course, coming stitch pattern. Thank you so much for reminding me. I'll try to mentally link that to your handle. Oh, I'm terrible. Terrible. Maybe I was being too ambitious, you know, trying to remember too many names in one time, maybe one at a time. And then I get everything mixed up. Sylvia, of course. Silver says, I have 3 cats. One light tabby. Oh, I love Tabby. She's called Kitty. The tabby is called Kitty, as it says on the tin. And she's 15. Her son is all black. It's called Kitty number 2. No, Pushkin. And who is about 14 and black and white, called Mona, who is 7. Mona is my baby. Oh yeah, in comparison, it's a little baby. Lovely. It's very easy to have more than 1 cat because they're so independent. Having 1 and having 5 is probably not vastly different. You know, they have their own daily routines and they go out and they come in whenever they want for a little bit of a cuddle. And most of the times they're sleeping. So I think dogs are a different story. Dogs are like children. You really have to give them a lot of attention. I can't imagine someone having 5 dogs. And have you guys heard of this? I can't remember what it's called. Try to quote it correctly. It's like a cat distribution system. I only learned that from watching maybe Instagram or something, and I was like going, what do you mean by cat distribution system? It's like a delivery system for cats. And it's referring to there's a divine intervention happening there. When cats find you, they will land on your laps. You know, they will literally turn up at your door, and that would be it. And there's a kind of a planned work there, as you know, as to when you get which cat and under what circumstances. You can't force it. I think that's the message. You can't try to force them to become your cat. If they choose you, you're the one. You have no choice. But otherwise, you know, you can't force them to be with you. Claudia says, we have 4 cats. Tivoli is 80. Siamese and Salem is 4. Oh, it's a little baby then, all black. Then Annis is 1. She's the fattest tabby. Oh, do not fat shame. Do not fat shame your baby there. Recently we had Squash, who's almost 3 months. And he's a tabby working on getting chunky. Oh, no, they're just big boned, okay? They're just big bone. Dolly is still very athletic. You know, she's climbing up and down the fences and try to pick fights with other cats from time to time. It's actually quite therapeutic when you just do like a single color for, you know, quite a large area. And I've got all this area. It's all 310, I think. All this. And I'll come in here and do it from time to time, just slowly filling in. If I try to do it at one go, try to kind of stitch in order, I'll probably lose my mind. You know, I think flat colors for me is just as challenging as confetti, I think. Some people love it. I think, you know, when you're in the right mood, you can just do like a single color and do a huge patch. But not always. Sometimes I actually crave for a little bit of confetti and just a bit of challenge. Marnie says, we have 3 rag dolls, Mummy, Fluffy, Guts, and Monkey. That's 4. Oh, Fluffy Guts. Okay, that's 1. Rag dolls. Is that a breed of cats? Hubby bought a stray kitten home from the mill. He works, so now we have 4 cats. Her name is Millie, and she's about 7 months now. Yes, I know it's very easy to, you know, to have 1 and suddenly you have 4. You know, I've been there. But it doesn't really make that much difference. They eat a little bit more food, but in terms of daily routines, it's very, very easy. Very, very easy. There's not much extra you have to do, you know, having 1 or having 4. And it's very interesting, there's so many stitchers love cats. There are a lot of dog lovers as well, and I love dogs as well. But I never had one since I was we had one since when I was a kid, and that was it. I haven't had dogs as a grown-up by myself. But yeah, I think a lot of stitchers love cats for some reason. Anyone has foxes? Squirrels? I have squirrel friends, but they're not mine. They just come in to see me every day in exchange of, you know, some delicious nuts. I love my squirrels. Silver says, I also have a dog, a King Charles Spaniel called Nisa. She's 2 years old. Well, you know, if I ever had going to have a dog, I don't know when it will ever happen. I love big dogs. I like sort of Labrador or Golden Retriever type of dogs, or Husky. Oh, they're so cute. I like big dogs. I think it's more challenging to keep a dog. You really need to work with them, like walk them, give them a lot of attention. Where am I? Why do I feel like, oh, okay, because it's all black, but so sometimes you kind of, you know, lost your way and not know where you are, because it's just, you just keep going. No, I'm good, I'm good. Rochelle says, we have 2 now, both 2.5. The tabby is called Robert. Oh, that's such a human name, Robert. It makes me laugh every time. You know, cats have human names. Like, can you imagine a cat is called Jonathan, David. So Rochelle's cat is called Robert, and not fat yet, just very dense. Yes, stick with dense. No, big bone, big bone. And the long hair striped one is called Richard. My God, Rochelle, I love it. I was just talking. I thought David was funny. Richard is even better. They're not very cuddly either. Oh, I love the human name. They're like flatmates. Yes, I kind of treat Dolly as a flatmate. You know, equal partner in life. The only cat I ever had with a human name, oh, actually 2. I had a cat called Frank. It's a black and white cat as well, my Felix cat. And another one is a ginger, golden ginger, is called Oscar. So, I don't know, some cats you just want to give them human names. Richard and Robert, I love it. Oh, Rachel says I have 5, all with people names. Casey, Cody, Charlie, and oh, double barrel. Liam, oh my God, Liam, and Kamel, my God. So how funny. Oh wow. Because there's some more human names more popular with pets. I think Oscar is a popular one, right? But I haven't come across a dog or a cat called David. That's just too much. Oh, but Rachel, that's hilarious. Cody, Casey, Liam. Liam is a superhuman name. I've never seen a pet. Pet is called Liam. Sounds like a flatmate. Oh, that's so funny. Sarah says, my black cat is named Ivy Jane. Oh dear, that's a pretty name though. And with the surname as well. Of course, they take over, they take your surname as well. It's quite funny. Very often, if you go to the vet and on a basket, in order to identify whose cat is whose, they will put, for instance, if your surname is, I don't know, Smith, and they will go Dolly Smith or something like that. It's really funny whenever I see the label. It just feels like, yeah, we're a family, for sure. My cat will have my surname. Rochelle says, I had three once before. Chester, the mannequin, Maggie, the ragdoll, and Jack the tabby. Jack is a very human name. Could be a boyfriend. And I have a thing for people names and cats. That's so funny. I love that. Liam is the best one. Liam makes me laugh. Claudia says, I've had a habit of naming my cats after my mother's family, Duke, my uncle, and Anna's for my grandmom. My mom is still mad. Why? It's nice. It's like some people name their children, with grandparents' name or middle name. It's a sign of, respect. It means you remember them. Yeah, but there may be occasions that you call your grandpa's name, like Richard or something, and go, Richard, stop peeing on the floor, and that could be a little bit awkward. Use the litter tray, do not pee on the carpet. Andrea says, hello, Andrea. And my niece has Charles and Anastasia for cats. I have dogs called Henry and Bella. Oh, Henry. William. Can you think of a most human name that is just totally unsuitable for cats or dogs? Morris. Morris sounds weird. This is really nice to do. Sarah says I once had a cat called Timothy. I think it makes sense if the name reminds you of someone you love or, like a granddad. I can imagine that. Rather than just a name kind of plucked out of thin air. Or maybe your favorite actor or something. Can you imagine? Keanu Reeves. Dresses. All my chickens have car brand names because they live in the coop. Oh my god, that's hilarious. A Mercedes Benz. I didn't know people give chickens names. I think if you keep them as pets, not if you're planning, not if you're planning to eat them, you probably don't want to give them names. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Marnie says, love human names for dogs, and it sounds like you're calling your kids at a dog park. My son's dog is called Myra, and she's a huge 30-kilo lab dog, Staffy Cross. I love her so much. 30 kilo. It's like a child. Well, yeah, it's like a medium child, not even a small child. 30 kilo. That's a big dog. I love big dogs. I love this fabric. Have I told you I love this fabric? So lovely to stitch. There you go. I enjoy that spot of 310. Rachel has posted a picture of Liam. Oh, I need to meet Liam for sure. Yes. I think it's probably the best name, human name for a cat or a dog so far. Let me refresh. Oh, Liam, here I come. Everybody, I'm going to bring Liam to you. Oh, so cute. Damn. Here we go. Hang on. Let me bring it to you. That's Liam, my friend. Yes. Oh, it's a tubby. So cute. Look at him. Very handsome. You know, the pattern is a little bit unusual for regular tabby. It's very almost wild cat, like big cat, like pattern. Oh, I bet Liam loved that. Oh, so cute. I love tabby. I love all cats, really. I love, tuxedo cats like my dolly. Are they all from the same period? I mean, this one's a little bit younger, right? This is still a kitten. Oh, look at him. He's so comfy. And this is more grown up, right? Oh, right in front. So Liam stitches as well. So Liam is ready to do a spot of stitching with Yogi. Very good, Liam. Very good. That's lovely. That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Sarah says my fish had names. Sarah, your house is like a zoo. You've got cats and dogs. You've got fish. Have you got calamari? Have you got some sort of, you know, calamari action there in your fish tank? And fish name is Scuba Steve. I like the double name. And the other one is Daryl. Daryl is so human as well. I can imagine a fish called Daryl, you know, like a goldfish or something. I think goldfish can have some really funky names. You can call, I'm not sure if there's a fish called Liam, but I probably wouldn't be too shocked. Liam the goldfish. Yes, Daryl is a fab name for a fish. Same, I agree, Catherine. And she says, all our pets have human names too, but not nearly as funny. Bailey, Puppy, and Lizzie. Oh, yes, these names are probably borderline, you know, could be pets. Bailey, I've seen dogs called Bailey, and Puppy as well for cats or something like that. It's very nice. Oh, human names for pets are more popular than I thought. That's so funny. I love it. $66. Oh, it's a lovely purpley. Oh, let me double check. Why does it look purple on my swatch? 66. It's more burgundy actually. Sarah has snails as well. No octopus just yet. No calamari just yet, but snails. We're close. They're both slightly slimy. Not very cuddly. Oh, Rochelle says he looks like Richard. I love Tubby. It's gorgeous. And Rachel says Liam. He's 6 weeks old in that pic. Oh, the other one. The slightly younger picture. Have a sip on my tea. Sylvia says, okay guys, I have to go to bed or oversleep in the morning and won't be able to get the kids ready for school. See you tomorrow. See you later, Sylvia. See, I remember the name now. It's you know, now in my memory. I'm sure I'll forget next time. I'll probably ask you again. So coming stitch pattern, Sylvia is going to be 9999. Yes, Liam is ready to stitch. I mean, totally. You know, he's got a frame right in front of his Q-snap, you know, fully set up. He's ready to go. Sarah also has a dog called Alexa. We call her Alexi. But the problem with Alexa, if you have Google devices, it probably goes off all the time. It's very similar. Alexa. Yeah, the Google thing is called Alexa, isn't it? Oh, I wouldn't call my cat Siri. I can't even say that because my phones and iPad just go off at the same time. And a computer. Ooh. Susan says, Liam is probably starting sleepy time. Yes, sleep time. I know. I think Liam just wanted to stitch that little fox. Yeah, Liam looks just like the cat in sleep time, you know? Let's have a look. Where is it? Here. Okay, so this one's got some white bits. Okay, Liam is a little bit more grey, more tabby, like all the way. Oh yeah, it's midnight. Oh, I'm about to turn to pumpkin here. So this color I think could be the last color of my choice today. Where has time gone, eh? So I've got a few more stitches to go. There's quite a few here. And guys, you know by now, we play a little game called Guess My Stitches, okay? And that's for you to come forward and guess my stitches. Yeah! As it says on the tin, okay? And all you have to do is to come up with a number, any number. And if you have, have been counting from the beginning of the stream, I know you, or just a random guess. No skills required. And if you're lurking, this will be a very good time to unlurk yourself. Just come forward and do a guess and run. Okay? You can just guess and then run back to lurk again. I will not judge you, We embrace lurking here. And but come and play with us. And at the end of the stream, we will have a winner. Okay, and the winner will enjoy admirations from the fellow stitchers and also get to enjoy the buffet with me. Okay, so let me bring on my state-of-the-art game machine here. Dun dun dun! Here's NASA technology. I built it in my basement. All the sweat and tears, okay? So you get to enjoy this fantastic game with me. So come forward as I am doing the final few stitches here. And obviously, you need to incorporate these stitches with your final number as well. Every stitch count. And we will pick the winner, whoever has got the closest number or even the precise number. Imagine. That would be amazing. We don't get that very often. Normally we have numbers that's closest. And that's pretty good. But if you get the precise number, maybe we need to have a separate prize for someone who just gets it spot on. Like some sort of, I don't know, gold medal, given by Sarah, maybe. And that will be with you forever. Something to be treasured, okay? And let me do my final stitch on the left here. So you still have a few moments to come up with a number, okay? And I'll go through every single number so we know who is going to be our winner tonight. All right? There, that's the last one. And I'll give you a very quick recap so you know what's happening today. So today, of course, I'm working on my GeckoRouge. This is 2.0. I started only last week. And look at where I am so far. I'm very pleased, actually. And I love this way of stitching. It takes a little bit longer to figure out what it is, but who cares? I'm just enjoying every stitches here. And let me make sure I mark the final stitches. Okay, they all count. Every single stitch counts. So I think the last ones are over here. Okay, there are a few more actually. Yes. All right, here we are. I think we're good. And so just quickly show you the mock-up in case you haven't seen. Okay, not this one. This is our sleep time. It's gorgeous as well, but we have this one. Yes, I fell in love with this pattern when I saw it 2.5 years ago, and I'm so glad to fall in love with it all over again. And let's have a look at where we are with the numbers, okay? I'm going to read through the numbers, so until then you still have the chance, all right? So here we go. Tracy Dumas, 263. Rochelle, 314. Betty Hankins, 297. Kimberly, 274. Steve, 308. Michelle Fuller, 252. Susan, 280. Sarah, 215. Rochelle Morton, 311. and Marnie 199, Chloe 299, 100 stitches apart, and Tia 270, and Catherine A. Jones 203. Isn't there an actress called Catherine Zeta-Jones? But not the Z. Catherine's got A Jones, even better. And yes, Tracy's already coming up with the buffet. Yes, she's ready. And Silver 230, guys. Here we go. Are you ready? Let me show the app here and turn off the stitches. We're going 3, 2, and 1. Who is the winner today? 266. Oh, I think Tia is very, very close. 270. Anyone closer? 266. Tracy Dumas is pretty close as well. 266. Tracy's got 236 here, just so you can see. Let me switch back here. And we have Michelle is pretty close as well. Michelle is 252. And then we have Tia 270. We can have 3 winners, can't we? Let's go. Bring on the buffet. Let's celebrate the 3 winners today. And they were close enough. They will deserve to be celebrated. Yes. Look at, we have Tracy already bought a really nice spread for sweet tooth. And we have chocolate and a trophy. Can't go wrong with that. And we have pretzel and a lot of yummy snacks. And we have, oh, what is that? Bento box and some sort of gratin thing. See, I'm well versed in cuisine element. And oh, yummy, healthy selection from Tracy, Laura as well, as usual. Beautiful, nice selections there. And there we go. Oh my God, all the yummy food, guys. Oh, I like this one. It's got taco and everything. All this fast food elements, Susan. Yes, guys, thank you so much. And firecrackers from Tia's will celebrate. Yes, it's worth celebrating, guys. So tomorrow we have Kim Jacobs, Sao, okay? And well, you can come and stitch with me whatever you like. But if you have a Kim piece, then bring it along with me. So until then, from the sleepy London town, and night night everyone. Yogi signing out. Thank you for joining me today, and hope to see you tomorrow, and have a beautiful rest of the day. Until then, nighty night, night night.